Pray everything is well with all of you. Hope everything is good. Keith K.L. Belvin here, crisis specialist, author, educator. But I wanted to come on and have a conversation. Let me just turn this off. And I wanted to talk about dealing with personal change tonight. So I'm going to get right into this. I am on my HAPS channel, and this is going out on multiple platforms. So it is going out on Facebook. It is going out on Periscope. That is defunct, but they seem to keep the videos there. I forget. There's a couple others. I'm not sure, but it is what it is. So I just want. Oh, YouTube is another one. And so I want you to enjoy yourself wherever you're watching me from. And wherever you leave your comments, I will go back on the various platforms and respond. So, and if you're watching this on replay, make sure that you say replay. So, before I get into my conversation for tonight, let me just say thank you to everyone who has been supporting what I do. You know, guys know that I am a counselor. And when you are a counselor and you take in a lot of negative energy from people as an empath, you absorb that. You have to get rid of it. And one of the things that I do to help me get rid of it is I listen to music, I listen to audiobooks, and I just meditate and I spend my time in prayer. And I do those things to help me let go of the negativity that I ask people to give me. I literally say to other people, bring me your pain, because if they can let it go, then I can take it and I know what to do with it. And I've also been working on finishing up a book that should have been done 5 years ago. Lukewarm Saint 2, Fox in the Hen House. I'm getting that done. And I have three other books that I'm going to get done over the next year and a half because I want to build the library that I said I was going to create. As well as you guys know, I am building my private practice. I have some programs that I'm creating to work with local churches because I am building the things that I said I am going to build. So, with that said, let me get into tonight's conversation. It's been a couple of minutes, so everybody should have had a chance to get on. So again, allow me to reintroduce myself, Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, author, educator. And with that said, one of the things that I want to talk about tonight is being afraid of personal change. And what I have come to learn through my own experiences and dealing with others is that many of us will acknowledge that we need to make changes. Some of us will go as far as to write it down. Some will create a vision board. Some will journal. Some will make the start. Some will freely admit, I need to lose some weight. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to make some more money. I need to change jobs. Whatever it is, people will admit it. But here comes the problem, is that often we are realistically fearful of the new us. And the reason why is because as much as we've thought about what we want to do and where we want to end up, many of us have not thought about the work that it requires. That's one thing. We have not thought about the work. Now, hear me out on this. Many of you will say, what? Come on. People are going to consider the work before they go. No. Often, for many people, and not all, nothing is 100%. For many people, the idea of personal change to personal gain is enough. That's enough because it gives them something to talk about. It gives them a forever state of, I'm still working on it. And unless they invite other people to the table, they don't have to be held accountable to actually completing it. And so they talk a great game, but to actually get it done doesn't happen. Now, fear and poor planning. And I'll say in this stage, it's more poor planning because the idea sounds fantastic. I have been a victim of that. I come up with some fantastic ideas. And then when I sit down and start to realize the work that is going to be required to get that done, nope, I'm not doing it. And I know I've done it, and I know many others have done it. And if that hits home with you, I want you to consider this. Why did you come up with the idea? Why were you blessed with that idea? Why did you actually come up with a finish line? And what is preventing you from striking out on that trek? And a trek means journey. What is stopping you from going out on that journey? So that's one thing that many of us, we just don't think about it because it's like, sounds good. The second is the journey itself. The journey itself. All right. The first one is you just like talking. Some of you just like creating an idea, and the idea of a start and finish works. Number two is the journey or the work. Some of us are scared of personal change because when we actually measure the work, when we actually get started on the work, when we actually look at the mountain, we become fearful. Somehow we lift ourselves up from our feet, we look up, oh nah. And then some of us will get started, we can't see the finish line, so we quit. And unfortunately, again, because we didn't invite anybody to hold us accountable, the minute we start to slide back into the familiar position that we had before, we'll come up with every excuse to why this can't be done. Even though there's people around us that are doing it, there's people that's has less than what we have getting it done, we will come up with any excuse in the world on why this is too difficult to do. And there's a very few of us, now hear me out on this one, who will fake injuries. We will fake crisis to justify our quitting. Trust me when I tell you. Some of us will fake it just to give us an excuse to stop. Again, how do I know? I've done it. I've done it. I have come up with valid, very good sounding excuses to not have to continue on a journey that I know I should be on. So I understand it. I do. And the guys, the reason why I wanted to come on and tell you this is because somebody out there, I don't know who, needed to hear this. So I want to continue. Because some of us will get on this journey. We have it in our minds. We're going to get this done. We're going to do it. Whether it's New Year's resolutions, doctor gave you some bad news, husband or wife says they're not happy with you, friends is like, what's going on? Business is not, you hate your job, whatever the excuse is that got you started on the idea, whatever it is that convinced you that this was a good idea with the finish line, all that, you get out there and you're moving, you're grinding, you're building. All of a sudden, the idea of what it's going to take to finish. So you pulled the trigger. Now you realize you in a real fight. Now you're going to realize you need more bullets. And you get scared. So you fake, oh, the shoulder, oh, my back, oh, my money, oh, my wife, oh, my husband. And the reason why you fake it is because you need a way out. You need to get off this track and you need to go backwards. So you run back to the safe position even when it's one that was hurting you. I've seen it. I've done it. You will run back to a bad job, a bad marriage, a bad relationship, a bad situation, simply because you understand that devil. So you run back to the devil that you know. I don't know who needed to hear this tonight. Number 3. And let me, before I go on to number 3, if you're watching this from wherever you're watching this, you should have liked this by now. You should have shared this with your circles right now. And if it really means something to you, you should have saved this by now to come back to watch. That's how you can support me, besides hiring me, of course. Like, share, save. Somebody in your circle who don't know me need to know me through you. And I'll take care of it. On to number three. On to number three. Number three is a very tricky one, but it happens often. Now buckle up with me. Let's real quick. Number one, you like the idea, you create the start and the finish, but you don't actually get started. Number two, you get started, realize that the journey is too tough. You shut it down, come up with an excuse, you blow it up, sabotage it, come on back home. Here's number three. I want you to listen to me closely. Number three is you put the work in, you start grinding, you start having small successes. You can see it building into bigger successes. You kind of see yourself starting to become what you set out to become. You can kind of see the finish line, and you're actually thinking, hell, I'm going to do this. And you jump off the track, jump out of the car, you quit because you're fearful of being successful. You're fearful of finishing. You're fearful of what that's going to be like when you start making more money. What that's going to be like when you get slim. What's that going to be like if you get that job? What's that going to be like if they say yes? And here you've been pushing. Here you've been grinding, sweating, crying. You've been getting it done. You got people saying, yeah, you doing it, dog. You doing it. But inside you're terrified. Inside you're questioning yourself. But what do I do if all this turns out the way I thought it was going to be? And so a mile away from the 26th mile, 2 miles away on the 24th mile, 3 miles away after 23 miles, you quit. Now let me hip you to something here. I've done that too. I'm not perfect. And the reason why I understand all three of these areas is because I have experienced all three. And I've been at each of those levels. And I've suffered through each of those fears. And I have even downplayed some of my success to justify my fear. And so you have to be very careful, because not only will you justify sabotaging yourself, you will surround yourself with people who will support you sabotaging yourself, because you will use your influence to surround yourself with yes people. You will use your influence, your status, the fact that you are out further ahead than some of the people behind you. You will turn back to them and literally tell them they can't do it, or check this one out. You will turn around to people behind you. You'll go back and help them be successful, cheer them on, root for them wholeheartedly, and they will then garner the success that you wanted. They will thank you, big you up, sing your praises, and the whole reason why you did it was because you were fearful to do it yourself, and you will secretly love them and hate them at the same time. And they won't have a clue, because you're not going to show that in public. But secretly, you're going to love that somebody you knew got it done. And in the same body, same mind, same spirit, you're going to hate them and hate yourself that you didn't. And then you will find something to take the place of those feelings. And you will then tell other people how good they were. You'll even downplay your role in their success. And then here's the better one. And again, I've seen this too. I've experienced it myself. When other people come to you and say, hey, so and so said that you were influential in helping them become great, you will literally downplay the credit because you don't want to expose yourself. Oh, thank you, but it wasn't me. It was all them. I didn't do anything. I just helped them get there. I didn't even listen. It's not. I'm sorry. That's not my thing. And you'll come up with all these BS excuses, and then you'll get in the car and you'll cry internally and externally. You'll go drown yourself in a bottle, some food. You'll go out and do something stupid. Anything that's going to help take away the initial pain. But the long-term pain doesn't go anywhere because you're still stuck at being who you are. So let me go back over those with you again. And if anybody is feeling this, and is that Pre-Ken? Thank you so much. I see the yes, sir. If anybody's watching this, put a 1 in the chat room if you have been any one of these 3. Put a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in and let me know if this has been something that you've experienced yourself. Not if you've experienced it through somebody else. If you've experienced this yourself, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat room from whatever platform that you're watching me from. And if you're watching on replay, drop a 1 in the chat room and let me know that one of these 3 resonate with you. Let's go back over them a second. Why people are scared of personal change. Because 1, they will come up with great ideas and a great finish and never get started because they're just fearful. They won't even get started. Number 2, they will have that great start and have that great finish line in mind. They'll do a little work and then fake it and get up out of there, blow it up. Same thing with relationships as well. And the third one, the more devastating one, is they will literally do the work, see the finish line, and pull a car off the road and crash it on purpose and say that the car was faulty, say that something ran out in front of them, or go back and pick up a bunch of people and bring them to the finish line and let them finish just so they can be amongst people who are doing it, but they're not really doing it themselves. I don't know who needed to hear this tonight, but I pray that you're getting something from it. I want you to like this, share this, and I want you to save it. Now, let me help you with this. Let's go to the first one. Let's break these down because this is what I do when I'm in my counseling sessions. Let's break this down. You have the good idea. You have the good outcome. Write it down. Make it tangible. Write it down. Put it somewhere where you can see it. And then I want you to go out and tell 3 people what you're planning to do. Don't ask them for help. I want you to tell 3 people, and then I want you to say to those 3 people, stay on me about this. Stay on me. I'm going to make this happen. Open your mouth and bring somebody else to the table who's going to hold you accountable. That's how you deal with the first one. The second one, you realize the idea is good. You realize the outcome is good. You start to do the work. You start to panic. Well, before you get ready to do the work, here's what I want you to do. Hire a damn coach. Make sure you have mentors in place. And you go to your coach and you go to your mentor and you tell them what you're planning on doing and you get their input. You let them tell you what to do. And then you get back in the game, get it done. Because a coach is not going to bring the emotion that you have to whatever it is that you're trying to do. The coach is going to come with a sound program, sound advice, lack of emotion, and if he's right or she's right, a foot to put to your booty. Get your ass up and get to work, and pardon my language if that offends anybody. Get your behind up and let's go. And that mentor and those coaches should be there to keep you grinded. Checkpoints along the way. Hey, bro, you should have been here by now. Let's go. Homework along the way. Telling you what it's going to look like. Now, here's the thing that I want you to understand with number 2. Do not choose a coach who has not done what you're trying to get accomplished. That's not good enough. I don't want no idea. I'm not going to pay you for an idea of what you think can happen. I'm going to pay you to hold me accountable to what you know works. And I need to know that you know it works before I bring you into this. And once you have that opportunity, then you get out there and you grind. And you grind whether you bleed, cry, whatever, because your mentor and your coach is going to make sure. Now, for the third one, you're going to have your coach, because you keep the coach, keep the mentor. You're going to make sure you include your closest friends, your spouse, your partner, whoever. You make sure your closest people understand how important finishing is. And you give them these orders. I have quit in the past. I have failed myself in the past. I have a coach. I have mentors. If you see me falling off, get at me. Don't let me fall off. I'm going to push, but if you see me falling off, and the reason why you wait to this point to bring them in, you don't need that outside noise. You got your coach and your mentor, stage number 2 for that. You don't need them right now. When you turn that corner, you need that crowd. Think of it like a marathon. You need that crowd at the finish line. You need that crowd when you walk across that graduation stage. You need that crowd that's going to hit you up with a bunch of posts like I seen today when I posted my certification that now I'm a marriage and relationship facilitator. Seeing all those people respond to me, motivation. You know what happened? The algorithm opened up and allowed them to see my post, because when you post them and you get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people that respond in 5 or 6 or 7, 10 minutes, the algorithm goes, oh, this might be something we need to let go viral. And all of a sudden, my post starts to pop up on other people's pages. Oh, okay. Big Keith doing something. Big Dog doing something. Mr. Belvin doing something. And now they show up, and that becomes motivation. That's how you beat the algorithm. You give up the algorithm something to go with. The algorithm will open up the doors for you. But those people, you want them at the finish line. You want them in that last stretch. You want them there screaming, come on, dog, you got this. You know why? Because they really want to see you finish. You're going to want to go backwards, but your coach is going to help you with that. Your coach is going to kick you in the back. Where you going? Your mentor is going to be like, come on, let's go, bro. That's what you said. But you need that love. You need that love. You need to see those tears, those happy tears, because they're going to mix with yours. And when you get in that zone, you find that second breath, that second win, as they talk about if you're a runner. You get into the zone if you're a ball player. And you guys who have played basketball and football know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, damn it, I can't miss. And there's nothing greater than when it's a parent or your partner, your husband, your wife, who gives you that look that I'm so proud of you, and you're finishing, you're doing it. And I wrote this in my book, Our Bond is Our Gift. I talk about this in my book, Our Bond is Our Gift, that when you do your self-reflection and make sure you're where you need to be, don't get caught there. Finish, because there's nothing like finishing. I have 2 master's degrees, and I'm not saying that for you to be in braggadocious. With both of those master's degrees, I would have never finished if it wasn't for my wife. My wife edited every paper for me. That kept me pushing, because I knew that part was covered. I knew that if I did the work, she was going to shape it in a way that it sounded the way I needed it to sound. And you know how I knew? I kept getting A's. Let me give you this about my wife. I love her to death. I have 2 master's degrees, so that's 20 classes, 3 credits each for each class. So that's 20 classes. I wrote 1 paper at the beginning of my first master's degree, and I did a couple of papers in the first 2 classes of the second. So I did 3 papers in the second master's degree. I did 3 in the first class, 3 in the second class. So that's 7 papers. Horrible. There you go. You wrote books, though. Well, that's why I have great editors. I did horrible trying to get my thoughts out the way I needed it. Because of ego and arrogance, I was like, I got this, because I thought I could master everything. But my lovely wife said, you ready to let me rock? Every paper that my wife edited and took care of for me, I got an A. With my first master's degree, my GPA was 4.0. I got an A in every class. Only one paper did I write like trash, and my wife took it from there. My arrogance and my ego with this second master's degree, I got 2 C's in the first 2 classes because I was struggling because, again, I should have brought my wife into the mix much earlier. Once I got through those 2 C's, got the letter from grad school saying, hey, you know you can only get B's here, you're about to get knocked off, brought my wife into the mix, and all I got was A's and B's the rest of the way. But the beautiful thing was, not one paper less than an A. And so I am saying to you, when you have the people in your corner, you have the coach, the mentor, and the people that love you helping you. And I got those degrees. It wasn't just my celebration. My degrees are due to my wife, so they're our degrees. I would not be here if it wasn't for her. And I can tell you right now, whoever's seeing this, when you put those people at the finish line and you push yourself through it, the feeling that you will have will be immense. So let's go back over this real quick. I'm going to get ready to get off because I only wanted to be on for about a half. First one, when you come up with an idea and you come up with a sound finish and you're just talking, invest. Get into it. Write it down. Tell 3 people. Tell them to hold you accountable. Number 2, got the good idea, got the good finish. You jumped into the race. You're not sure. Before you jump into the race, get a coach. Make sure it's a coach who has done what you are trying to do, so they are giving you tangible, thought-provoking things that they know work. And your mentors should align the same way. Your mentors don't necessarily have to be in the exact field. Your mentors could just be for the motivation and just to be able to keep you mentally right. But you want them to be positive as well. And then you're going to get in and get that work done. And then finally, pushing through to the finish line. Keep your coach. Keep your mentors. Now is when you take your family, your loved ones, your supporters, put them at the finish line. Let them know I am done on May 1st and it's March 1st. I am done April 1st, excuse me. I am done in a month. Keep me on track. Talk to me. I want to see you at the graduation party. I want to see you at the opening of my new business. I want to see you when I do this. I want you there. And then put your head down and finish. Put your head down and run through that tape. Put your head down and open up that business. Even if it fails, open it up. And let me tell you, while I'm telling you all this right now, I'm going through this right now because of my coach. Shout out to Glenn P. Brooks Jr., by the way. Let me give him his credit. Let me give him his flowers now. Shout out to Glenn P. Brooks Jr., my business coach. Shout out to Brian Groves in Italy, Modena, Italy, my mentor and friend. Shout out to my wife, who, when I start to have doubts, she doesn't go for that BS. And just because I'm a big guy don't mean she don't put the foot to me. Shout out to Brian, who puts the foot to me. And we call it kicking with compassion. Not kicking to hurt you, kicking to keep your butt moving. And shout out to Glenn for holding me accountable. For saying, okay, I've given you what you need, bruh. What's going on? And let me tell you why all that's important. I'm working on a real big deal. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm nervous because I've never done what I'm trying to do. But when I thought about why I did it, and when I thought about the outcome that it'll allow me to do and what it'll do for my family and what it will allow me to do for others, I prayed about it and I said, okay, Lord, let's go. And all of a sudden, as we started to move into position, I started to get nervous. I started to be like, yo, I can actually see the finish line. This might actually happen. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm about to pull this off. I got scared. But see, that's why when you have a coach and you have a mentor and you have a beautiful wife that supports you, I was quickly reminded, you asked to be here. So that's why I put up the picture of the certification, because I finished the online class for my marriage certification. I take the state certification for my certified counselor role in October, I have a date set to open up my private practice. And I'm sitting here now and I just created a program for some of the churches that I want to work with. And I still got a whole list of things I got to get done, as well as I'm counseling daily. But I can see the finish line, guys. And am I scared? Yes, I am. Am I worried about am I going to finish? No. I know that if I stay the course, I will finish. Now, am I going to make mistakes? Yep. Is it going to turn out to be the greatest thing that ever happened to me? That's what I can see. We don't know what's going to happen. When I open up those doors, will they be able to sustain? I think they can. We will see. But if I don't pull the trigger, and if I don't finish this leg of the race and give myself a chance to complete it, we will never know. So that's why I wanted to come on tonight. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation with whoever needed to hear me. Now, you watching, if it's not you, somebody in your circles needs to hear this. Now, let me offer you this. If you are struggling with what I just talked about and you need somebody to talk to, I do private counseling. I don't take insurance. I'm not taking any insurance right now. Straight self-pay. I'll tell you what the price is when you reach out to me. I am building a private practice. I am building Christian ministries, mental health ministries. I am building the things needed for people who need help. We, you and I, together can fix this. We can fix this. It's not just a hashtag. It's what I believe. So I can't fix anything if I don't put myself out there. Well, I'm out here. And sometimes I feel like I'm out here naked. That's not a good sight when you're a big brother. My wife loves it, but I don't think y'all really trying to see that right now. So I'm going to tell you something as I close. I watched Jay-Z and Nas' Sorry Not Sorry. And you know why that spoke to me? I came up watching their careers. So to watch them do what they set out to do, I get it. Sorry, not sorry. And I realized that's what I'm doing for me. I am not saying sorry for me doing what I need to do for me and my family and for the Lord. Sorry, not sorry. And it's just been resonating with me because it's just when two goats are on the same track, the reason why it reverberates the way it does, you know when you're watching greatness. I want that. I believe I can be that on my level because I've seen glimpses of it in myself. Well, now I want more than glimpses because I know I can change lives. I know I can, as Nas said, be anything I want to be. But I know that I can because I'm already doing it. And I had to breathe that into myself, believe that. And I made the commitment to hire a coach because I'm going to pay somebody to help me do it. Actually, I'm going to pay somebody to show me what to do, and I'm going to do it. So I don't know who needed to hear this tonight. What is it that you're preventing yourself from becoming? What is it that you want to become? What is the goal that you've been thinking about, wanting to get to, but have been shutting yourself down for whatever reason, for one of those 3 reasons I just gave? Reach out. Let's talk. Set up a session with me and let's talk about it. Let's see how we can figure out who is the coach that you need. Let's figure out what mentors you need. I can hold you accountable as your counselor. Because if you're paying me to talk to you, then I'm going to hold you accountable because that's what you're paying me for. As well as I can help solve the problems because I am a crisis specialist. And if you watch my last week's series, Old Head versus Young Head, I let you see my situation with my children. Why? Because I wanted you to see how transparent I am. I'll let you see what's going on with me and mine. No reason for me to hide it. I'm going to be all transparent. So I'm going to be the same way with you. So if you need me, reach out. BravenConsultant.com. BRAVIN. BravenConsultants.com. Just simply go and click the session button. Or just hit my inbox and say, hey, Keith, I'm ready to set up a session. I need some help. Bring me your pain. Bring me your pain. You know what that means? Bring me your problem. I got you. I got you. I believe we can fix this. You know why? I'm going to help you without the emotion. You're going to do the work, but I'm going to help guide you. So again, let me jump off this. I'm on 5 minutes longer than I wanted to be. So I want to say this to again as a close. Thank you for taking the time to watch me. Thank you for taking the time of sharing if you shared it. Thank you for taking the time if you liked it. Let me do this. Let me reverse it. Thank you if you've liked this. Thank you if you've shared this. And a big thank you if you've saved this, because now we're beating the algorithm and other people who know you will get to know me. And when they come, I'll be here and I'll be ready, because I don't ask anybody to come and I'm not ready. That would be wrong on my part. I'm not doing that. My clientele is building, and I've been building my clientele steadily. Shout out again to my coach, Glenn P. Brooks Jr., because I watched him grow his, and now he's helping me grow mine. So God bless him. Shout out to Brian Groves. I'm watching him do him in Italy, and I'm doing it here in Delaware. Started in New York. So again, whoever this was for tonight, whoever needed this, whoever right now that inside you're like, oh my God, he's stepping on my toes. Come on. Come talk to me. I just said I've done all this, and I can help you get past it. Okay? I am Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, author, educator, and a man that's not scared to be transparent, who's asking you, or no, who's telling you, we can fix this. Have a wonderful night. Take care. God bless. I will see you soon.